short here. The report from Jay Glazer, who is one of the most trusted names in the NFL Insider game, talked about what was actually some of the things that actually were said in the meeting, the players' feedback meeting for their head coach. And then I think one of the telling things was like they were just like kind of just unloading on Josh McDaniels and just going on and on and on. Antonio Pierce, I guess Antonio Pierce spoke up and talked about we need to build our own culture. We need to do this. We need to do that. And then he mentioned a reference, like a derogatory reference to the Patriots. And then Josh McDaniels said something along the line, stopped him and said, we're not going to talk about the Patriots that way. And I'm like, okay, I thought I had to literally rewind what Jay Glazer said, because I was like, how could you, like, the Raiders are paying you $10 million a year and expecting you to be a Raider, and we can't, and somebody can't, a coach on your staff can't talk about your former employer as if like that's like off limits. Like, I didn't know what that was about. Like that had to be like the weirdest thing in the world to hear from if you're a player on that team.
Yeah, defending the Patriots rather than a reference to building a culture, having belief in yourself. Because I think what he said was, if I'm remembering correctly, was in 2007, I believe it was, when Pierce was with the Giants, they beat the Patriots, and it was almost like we had a belief that we were going to go in there and we were going to beat them, and we played hard, and then for Josh to be like, don't badmouth the Patriots. You don't coach the Patriots, Josh. I mean, you don't coach anybody anymore, but you were coaching the Raiders, not the Patriots. So, like, why are you? He didn't say anything. He didn't say anything really bad about him. He just used the example of when they beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl as kind of a reference point to what they need to do and start forging their own identity. This team had no identity, for 8 weeks. So I just thought that was interesting, and I'm sure that got back to Mark Davis, but you could see it. And he asked Antonio Pierce to speak in front of the group, and then got really mad at Antonio for what he said. It just made no sense.
Yeah, and I think one thing is that the one thing I did learn in life is that feedback is a gift. Like, it really is. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, if somebody's giving you feedback, it's not, and they're giving you real feedback, not like just calling you names, but like giving you real feedback, like that's an opportunity for you to get better. Like you want them to take hard coaching, but you don't want to take it back. You don't want to hear what they have to say. Like, really good coaches hear what their players have to say and say, hey, Devontae, like, what do I got? What do we got to do? We're struggling to get you the ball. What do we got to do that? Make that happen. And let's have a conversation. Josh, what do we got to do? Like, Mac, you're a one-man wrecking crew. Like, how do we get others involved in the SAT game? Like, if you're not talking to your players and you're just dictating to your players, that's where the sad part comes for me. Like, it was really sad to hear that part from a guy who's had that much experience coaching NFL football.
There was another report that after the meeting during Thursday's practice that Josh McDaniels basically went into a shell, stood on the sideline, didn't do any corrections, just kind of let the practice go. And all the players were looking over, wondering what was going on. Like, his whole demeanor changed, his personality changed, and he kind of just went turtle on everybody, just tucked his head in and just let him be. And I think that was kind of the end point. And then you saw the product on the field on Monday night against the Lions. And I tweeted out after I watched the L22 on Monday, that was the worst offensive performance that I had seen in 6 years of breaking down film. And then he's gone the next day. But if you start adding everything up, it makes total sense. And where did the report come from that Dan Ventrelli, the former president who's no longer with the Raiders, was the one that put the no trade clause in Derek Carr's contract? Like, were Ziegler and McDaniels trying to say that they didn't do that? Because I don't know if team presidents are negotiating contracts and putting no trade clauses in when the general manager is the one that's supposed to do that. So I found that report very weird as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's when it's time to take, it's time in life to take accountability. You got to take accountability, and that's why they weren't able to do that. So, all right, Ray Nation, the full show, catch that on the YouTube, and then also anywhere podcasts are found. You can, at the gym, you can hear it, listen to it all you want, and all that stuff like that. All right, Ryan, take care, brother.
Take care.